I think everybody within a 100-mile radius should realize, how fucked you are if in a 100-mile radius. You guys know who the FIB, right? I mean, anybody can sit and look at this stuff. Even just by hearsay, you'd be like, "Wow, this guy, what he does is inspiring. It's incredible. It's really, it makes you, amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me." You know what I'm saying? Well, because when you have faith in God, and you want the children to live that which is right, because it obeys the natural laws given to you by the glory of God to eternally love one another, you're not going to waver. You're not going to sit there, and say, "Oh, sure, I'll take the fucker's money. Sure, spy in my house. Sure, have Donald Trump and Barack Obama have access to my daughters sexually." Yeah. Oh, trust me. Trust me. Okay. Donald Trump would give his fake hair to have sex with Natalie. Okay. And so would Barack. Okay. Oh, wow, yeah. They don't want that kid in Arizona. He's not worthy. He won't do anything to stand up to take care of her, make sure she's okay. Yeah, and you guys make sure she lives the Lord's Prayer. Girl. They'd be shitty to that kid. Me? Everybody does it to me, man. My own son does it to me. Because why'd you put me in that vulnerable position? I didn't put you in that vulnerable position. The people in the military did. Okay, you got money to pay your bills. Okay. Yeah, the guys that mocked Jesus, they had money to pay their bills. It was either join the military and do as the military says, or do like Jesus and stand up for the Lord's Prayer for all the children. And what happened? You had Peter, Paul, a couple more, John in the cave in North Africa. The rest of you, I got money to pay my bills. I'm a man. You got money to pay your bills. When Jesus said, "Render unto Caesar what is Caesar's, and render unto your faith in God what is his faith in God," he said, you tell them, like the Hebrews, how's your God helping you now? My faith in God is the only thing that is sustaining me and not having me, jump up and try to, kill y'all like Samson, right? Moses, it got worse, and it said it would in the Bible. It'd get worse. Okay, eventually, the devil and Satan, the numbers would overrun and try to breed us and kill us off the face of the planet, right? But when the time comes, there will be no doom, one song, and pity on those who chances go to enter. There ain't no hiding place from the faith of the Father in the creation. Yeah, he just messed up the words a little bit. Nesta's okay. He's a good kid. He's a good kid. Me and Nesta. Nesta's an angel. He's an angel. Yeah. Okay, we all know that, right? You all know that Malcolm's an angel. He did his best and stood up strong, wasn't afraid. And Martin, it was hard on him, but he tried to be the best he could. Yeah, he was in a lot of pretentious and arrogant bullshit, but so was the Kennedys. Jack, Jack was an angel. He tried the best he could. He listened to Selassie. He did, Jack and Bobby. I think in order for Bobby Jr. to be in the position you guys have him in now, you literally had to torture the man half to death. I was wondering what the hell was wrong with him, and then I see him, I go, oh, shit. He's just hanging on or wing in a prayer. He's just barely hanging in there, He's a tough kid. Yeah. I think his dad wouldn't be ashamed of him. He tried. Like Jack Jr., He was trying to cut through the crap himself, and they killed him. Right. The other one died on skis. I don't know if, You can't expect the whole family to be like, okay, were all of Joseph's siblings like Joseph? Not even Benjamin was like Joseph. Joseph had to do most of it. It's like I told you guys earlier. You're going to take my praiseworthiness and give it to Barack Obama, Donald Trump, Elon Musk, Mark Zuckerberg, home invading perverts who say you're going against our community standards. You have women here that do pornography. I'm saying they don't have to do this if we stand up for the Lord's Prayer. Oh, you're just like Father Abraham, you little curly-headed fucktard. You're not nearly as nice as the kid that, he was mad, though. Yeah, he let him have it. The guy with the curly hair, the manager. I liked him and we were friends, but, he was letting the rest of the team have it. Because they weren't nice to him. They didn't accept him as a peer. I was the only one that did. I was the only one that was sitting and talked to him, and Raymond. Okay, but Ray was the star of the JV team. It was pretty much the same thing with Ray on the JV. And I asked him during this tournament, and they said, no, that's Coach Island goes, no, I need Ray just to, yeah, but you guys are going to lose, just lose the first game. You're going to be out in the first round anyway. So you guys might as well just give me Ray and take Bud. And they'll quit if they have to play JV. If I had Ray on varsity, we would destroy people. As we had been interchanger point guards. And I could have played wing, and Ray knew how to get me the ball. We would kill people. Ray Andrews, yeah, we would have destroyed everybody. Ray was better than half the guys on varsity. But he played on JV because, Coach Island got Coach Rasper to let him have him. No, Ray was good. He was a good ball handler, really willing passer. He was he's always, they get him into foul trouble, and they would always try to foul him out. And it was their fans, and they, of course, they'd say things about him because he was golden. He's a golden child. Yeah, good old Ray Andrews. I love Ray Andrews. I hope he's doing well. It's hard to expect anybody to, it's hard to expect anybody that has a good heart to be doing well right now. Just selfish people are, physically, surviving. Yeah, they're assholes. I'm a survivor. It's a MacGyver. Fuck you all. Yeah, he's an arc of a diver. Hey, bring me a higher love, balance, harmony, and understanding. But you all do need a higher love. You need to get the hell out the sewer, motherfuckers. You need to stand up for the Lord's Prayer now. You can't do it for them. I'm the light. I'm the way. None of the truth of the Father except unto me. Okay, did Jesus do it for them? Or did they crucify him and turn him into a cartoon character for money? To fuck. With Wi-Fi equipment. You know what I'm saying? A can of whoop up. Yeah, are we using... I'm using T-Mobile. I am using AT&T. I'm using T-Mobile right now. Okay? And YouTube. Okay, because fuck Facebook and fuck AT&T. I know my grandma worked for AT&T, and she had a really good pension and all that, and it drove people crazy. Yeah, money, honey. It was horrible. It was the worst thing she ever got in her life was that pension. Lord's Prayer is perfect. I know. Yeah, no, I don't want to talk about that shit. It drove me nuts. And Francis in here cussing at me, telling me all the time what a shyster and a charlatan I was, and how I was hoodwinking my grandma, and I was a horrible person. I would always sit there and say, no, I'm just trying to make sure that she's okay. And, I wanted them to put her in an old folks home because, I've been in old folks homes in Phoenix and stuff. Right before they pass away, they get, a lot of them get very sexual, but the women especially. And, she needed a little old man that she could snuggle with, and they wouldn't do that. It was like, please, Mr. Johnson needs Mrs. Parsons to snuggle with, your older people. I told this one guy went at ASU when we had to go for a health studies class. I didn't get to go because I had Patrick, but he said, yeah, no, they had a what are those things called? Those Japanese screen things and stuff, but they were just, the things you get dressed behind when you're at the doctor and stuff. And they just put that up because there was like a table chair thing, and this couple just started having sex right there in the hallway. And instead of trying to break them up and everything, they just cover it up and go, okay, yeah. I was like, that's funny. Yeah, it's all the old professors from ASU. Oh, wow, yeah, that makes sense. But I was sitting there just laughing my ass off. But no, I had a lot of good professors at ASU. Professor Barnes. I liked Professor Simpson a lot. And Professor Loverine. And I can't remember, Greg. my Asian studies professor, Greg. And I can't remember Mr. Denny, my Islamic studies professor, I totally adored. And my South American indigenous, Indian religions, I loved that guy. And he was wonderful. I can't remember his name either, but he was wonderful. Kind of reminds you of the guy from Night Court. Yeah, he was pretty cool. But yeah, the judge, he was a cool dude though. I had so many good professors at ASU. When I dropped out of ASU, it wasn't anything to do with my professor, my math teacher, the one that, with the TA, when I had to take my basic math to get out of the way, and I was like, son of a bitch. And the TA's sitting there smiling and grinning, and I was like, these poor girls, in cruises growing up. I don't know why I had to learn this stuff. It's not like it's going to affect me for the rest of my life, except for the fact that you're going to sit here and buy a house for $80,000, end up paying over close to $300,000 over 30 years. Never get to know your husband. Never get to know your kids. And then die 10 years later after. Yeah, and then the bank will foreclose on the mortgage. Right, and your kids will end up doing the same thing over again. Oh, son of a death of a salesman. Arthur Miller, save us from the high maintenance of Marilyn Monroe. Right? You're like, fuck. It's horrible. And the TA's grinning, and so is my teacher. Yeah. This is horrible. Okay. And you can't explain it to them. Now, like that one lady that almost hit me when I was coming out of the library, putting in videos to save girls from human trafficking in Mexico, and no one fucking cared. And then she goes up and she almost hits me. And I could have let her hit me. But she probably didn't have it. This is Las Cruces, guess again. Guess I'm going left, guess I'm going right. Got insurance? I guess not. So no, you don't want to let them hit you and get into a thing. If it's a company truck or a bus, yes. If it's a private driver, I'm a private driver, you're going to get fucked, okay? So you just back up, and then I followed her into the thing because their kids were bouncing around the back of the seats. She almost caused an accident. And her kids weren't in car seats. And I said, honey, you might want to be careful. She gave me shit. And I'm like, seriously? I was listening to Try a Little Kindness from Glenn Campbell, so fuck. I didn't cuss at her. I just hit the brakes and then drove into the parking lot and told her, the kids were in car seats. You could have got an accident. They could have been really hurt if I hadn't been paying attention. How many times has that happened? CIA, FBI, and DARPA. I don't know. Homeland Security, you weren't invented back then when by car accidents. The people did. When DARPA wasn't either. So it's just now national security agency. Okay, CIA and FBI. Well, you guys aren't those. Yeah, you're the new shit in the diaper, not the old shit in the diaper. The most of the old shit in the diaper. They're dead, right? Like that fucking pastor from Fort Bliss probably kicked the bucket by now too. All those assholes who watched me as a kid and they destroyed all the evidence. Wow. So I'm a legend in my own mind. God dang it, I'm a bad Carly Simon song. That's not a bad song. What's favorite Carly Simon song? These are the good old days. Let's close now. Which one's that? Is that Anticipation? Is that the ketchup commercial? Yeah, I like the ketchup commercial. What other ones does she sing that's pretty good? Carly Simon. Linda's favorite was You're So Vain. You are, I know. I know you are. I've known it for a long time. But Anticipation, what's the other one? Oh, Right Thing to Do. Yeah, that's my favorite. I like it better than Anticipation. Yeah. You're with me now, and as long as I'm sure loving you's the right thing to... That's Let's Close Now. Okay, Anticipation is the other one. These are the good old days. That's Anticipation. Okay. The Right Thing to Do. That's my favorite Carly Simon song. Yeah. Yep. Anybody else? Better than Mockingbird? Yeah. Everybody, have you heard? He's gonna buy me a Mockingbird. Yeah, Mock-Ain. Yeah, Ain. Movies. Fucking stupid ass movies. When you look at it, basically they're a complete waste of time. Well, you're living the Lord's Prayer. You're loving your family. You're treating the environment right and the world and the other people right. Why do you need to pretend to be something you're not for make-believe money because you have an ego fucking problem? Oh, Martin Scorsese and the Saints. I was just thinking about it. They told me about Russell Nelson in my head. I was like, no, he's just the Ronald McDonald and the Colonel Sanders throwing the thing at Chicago. I'll get the mop. That's all he was. Well, let's give him a knick-knack, paddywhack, give a dog a bone. This old man went rolling home. That's all he is. That's it. He's like the royal family of England. What are you, figurehead? This old man, he played knick-knack on my thumb with a knick-knack, paddywhack, give a dog a bone. This old man went rolling home. As long as we got money and places to go, we don't have to be afraid of losing out on the big show. I don't know. We're gonna get cloned and put our brain activity on a robot. That's insane. I know. No, it's not. Yes, it is. Why would you have a fucked up brain that will kill people over money? You're like Adolf Hitler's third sperm. You're like, I want to clone myself. I want to put my brain on a robot. Why? Wouldn't it be better just to you know, do the old guy with the mustache with Ken Watanabe standing behind him on the Tom Cruise Scientology propaganda movies, you know. Wouldn't it? Go, John McCain couldn't do it. No, 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 no. I'm not. You don't need to end your life, or you'll try to make more money off of killing more poor people just one more time before you born to pass on the money to your kids and your wife because they deserve the money more than those other people do. Just live the Lord's Prayer. Stop being such a cunnilingus face. First profession, right? I need something to listen to when I'm shooting hoops out there, and I'm intelligent. Okay, because I love you. All right, peace.